So Manchester United search for a central midfielder actually continues, and we have been hearing names like Carlos Baleba, Elliot Anderson, and probably Adam Watson across the fan base. But definitely we are going to be talking about a different player today in this episode of that Old Trafford. And that player is definitely Joao Gomes. Joao Gomes is a player that plays for Wolves. He's 24 years of age, is actually very good. And this is a player that Manchester United has been monitoring since 2021 when he was in Flamengo. And the scouts will not really like him as at then when he was being tracked and scouted. But so far, Manchester United are beginning to track him because there has been reports from Fabrizio Romano, from Jacobs Ben last summer that he was definitely in the list for midfielders for Manchester United last summer, but probably Wolves refused to sell, and now you could see that Manchester United is beginning to beat back interest, as Chris Wheeler actually reported recently that Manchester United are actually tracking down Joao Gomes from Wolves, and he's one of the players that Manchester United are looking at in this next summer transfer window. So today, in this video, we're going to be talking about what Joao Gomes actually brings to Manchester United, why Ruben Amorim is wanting, and then probably talk about his characteristics, talk about what he's going to bring to the team and how he's going to fit into Manchester United. We're also going to talk about some of his weaknesses. So guys, let's dive into this video together and analyze everything about Joao Gomes. So guys, we definitely know that under Ruben Amorim, Manchester United are looking for midfielders that has a lot of energy, that has a lot of dynamism, that can be able to play in a two-man midfield, because you could see that Bruno Fernandes struggled to adapt to playing in a two-man midfield. Mainoo is struggling as well, Kobbie struggling as well. So Manchester United have really found it hard to feature our current midfield options in the midfield too. And definitely with Joao Gomes, I think we are going to solve that issue, because Joao Gomes is really good. He's really versatile. He has Premier League experience, so obviously he can be able to play in a two-man midfield. Honestly, Joao Gomes fits into anything that Manchester United wants to do, because definitely he's very experienced in the Premier League, and it is a low adaptation risk for Manchester United, because he doesn't need to really adapt to the Premier League. All he needs to adapt to is basically the system of Manchester United and Ruben Amorim, and then he's definitely going to be good to go. But aside that, he brings attacking quality, he brings defensive quality, and the reports are coming out that Manchester United are trying to, track him down for either the January or the summer transfer window. So basically, for me, I just feel that Manchester United should be able to get like a midfielder in the January transfer window and at least one in the summer transfer window, because I know that Manchester United is going to buy at least 2 to 3 midfield, depending on the outgoing that we're going to see in the summer, with probably Bruno Fernandes, Kobbie, Mainoo, Kobbie, and Casemiro. Definitely, Manchester United might also get even more than 3. But it just depends on outgoing. But I definitely feel that for you to be able to build a team, for you to be able to build a structure, you definitely need to be able to buy players in the January transfer window and the summer transfer window. And I feel that Joao Gomes is definitely an opportunity for us in the January transfer window that we should be actually taking, because he brings a lot to the team. He brings a lot of experience. He brings a lot of energy, willingness to press and try to win the ball as much as possible. So definitely, Gomes is somebody that I already like for Manchester United. So when you're talking about his goal scoring ability, in this season so far, he has not been able to register any goal contribution, any goal or assist, but because probably he has played like 10 out of the 11 games that Wolves has played this season, Wolves is not really doing well. Definitely they have been underperforming. So of course you will not expect more in terms of goal scoring from Joao Gomes, and because he has also, Wolves has been really underperforming, so of course they have not even really scored a lot of goals. So definitely we don't expect Joao Gomes to score a lot of goals, but he's somebody that definitely, when you give him the opportunity to score goals, when you give him the opportunity to go forward, to link up, play with the midfield, to try to drive forward, to lead an attacking lines. Of course, Joao Gomes is somebody that can be able to take the opportunity to score goals and to give assists. But I feel that if he plays in the different setup, if he plays in the Ruben Amorim setup, where the midfielders are expected to break lines, to go forward, to play attacking passes, to try to score goals, and I feel definitely Joao Gomes can be able to score if he plays in the Manchester United system, because it is definitely a system that complements his style of play. So of course, when you're talking about the dribbling of Joao Gomes, probably that is his most standard quality, because he knows how to dribble a lot, he knows how to carry the ball. He's a very progressive player. He's a player that can be able to play in that build-up system, because definitely when you talk about players being used to their Amorim system, you have to really ask if they can be able to play in his possession box system, they can be able to play with their back to goal. Definitely Joao Gomes is a player that can be able to play with his back to goal, because he's a progressive player. He tends to move himself or the ball frequently, regularly, and he's not just a player that likes to sit in the defensive third. He likes to really go forward. And if you want to talk about his stats, he has like 1.59 progressive carry per 90 minutes, and he also has like 5.75 progressive passes per 90 into the final third. And this tells you that he's a very progressive player. He likes to play progressive passes, he likes to dribble, he likes to swift pass player. He's a player that can be able to move past like 2 to 3 players, but he doesn't move past them with a lot of pace or agility or like the proper winger. He's a player that moves past them with a lot of flair, with a lot of dribbling ability, with a slight pace. He's a player that is very, very good. And in terms of successful dribbles per 90, he has like 0.86, and he's just above Carlos Baleba and slightly below the likes of Elliot Anderson and Watkins. So that tells you that he's not really an elite dribbler, he's not a high volume dribbler, but he's a player that knows how to dribble, he's a player that knows how to go forward. And definitely when you want to play in an Amorim system, definitely Amorim needs midfielder that can be able to transition very quickly, that can be able to move the ball quickly, that can also make wise decision while transition. Definitely Joao Gomes is that player that can be able to give Manchester United that spark in terms of transition, in terms of line breaking passes, in terms of moving past players. He's definitely that player that can be able to help Manchester United to solve that particular issue in terms of transition. So guys, we actually want to talk about the defending of Joao Gomes. Definitely, this is also one of his standard quality, and it is quite amazing for a player that is just 5'9". He's really good in defending. He's actually very, very good in defending. So when you're talking about his stats in terms of defending, he has a successful defending rate of 1.83, which is definitely more than that of Watton, that of Anderson, and that of Carlos Baleba, and it is really, really quite impressive. And also in the Premier League, he ranks in the 92nd percentile for tackles won with 2.91 per 90, and also in terms of grand deals won in the Premier League, he ranks in the 87th percentile with 6.24 per 90 minutes. That actually tells you that this guy is an absolute monster. He is really, really good in defending. He's strong in grand deals. He's very solid in interceptions. He's willing to win the ball back as much as possible in the opposition half, to really press high. And for Manchester United that wants to buy a midfielder that can be able to play in a two-way midfield, that is willing to press, that has a lot of energy, that has this dynamism in him, definitely Joao Gomes is the standout target that Manchester United should be looking at, because in terms of defending large spaces, in terms of recovery, in terms of area deals, even though he's not poor, but he's really modest in terms of his area deals. So in terms of having this confidence to play the Manchester United two-man midfield, in terms of blocking those half spaces, he's absolutely wonderful. In terms of playing from the back, also Joao Gomes is good in terms of dribbling, drifting wide. He's very good in terms of also going into the box. He's absolutely good. So in terms of defending, Joao Gomes really suits what Manchester United wants to do. And we want to actually talk about some of his weaknesses. You're going to find out that in terms of goal scoring, it is just minimal. He's not really that good in goal scoring. And we know that in Manchester United, all the midfielders that have succeeded in Manchester United has actually been able to provide goals and assists, just like Casemiro. He must be able to provide goals and assists constantly for Manchester United. He must be good in scoring goals and giving assists. And also, in terms of his creativity, he's not really that good in creativity. And I think it's something that he has in him. I think it's the potential that he has, but has not really been unlocked, because obviously he plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers and they're bottom of the league. So of course you're going to expect good scoring, good contribution, and definitely in terms of creativity is also definitely going to be low. And then lastly, one of his weaknesses you're also going to be talking about is his area dominance. I think for his size, I think he might be bullied most of the times. But if you look at his stats, he's not really that poor in area, because he has won 62.5 of his duels this season in the Premier League. So that tells you that he's not really bad in the air ball. I think for his size, most of the times coming up against big players or coming up against big midfielders, of course he might be bullied. And also for a team that actually relies on winning second balls and trying to win that ball in the middle of the park, I think definitely it might be a weakness that Joao Gomes is going to do it. But overall, he's a very decent midfielder. So guys, I want you guys to give me your thoughts on the comment section if you feel Joao Gomes is going to be a really crucial midfielder for Manchester United, and if you want Manchester United to buy Joao Gomes in this summer transfer window. I want you guys also comment below. I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe to that Old Trafford. See you guys in my next video.